Hi, everybody. Well, there's a lot of disturbing news from this story coming out that a lot of people are very, very worried about, very, very concerned about, especially with some of the stories I've had to cover in the past few weeks and months. And that is that cruise ship crime has reached a 2-year high. A 2-year high. What exactly does that mean? So, yeah, the report coming out right now is for the months of January to March, January, February, March of 2025. And these are all the reports given to the FBI from the cruise lines in the United States. And the big thing is, of course, that it is up this year. It is up over last year and up from the year before. However, it's not up from the year before that. So that's kind of a good thing maybe, because right now the cruise ships are more full than they've ever been before, which means there are more people on cruise ships, which means there should be a rise in everything, right? If you put 1,000 people in a room and the crime rate is this, and then you put 1,100 people in that same room and the crime rate, you would expect the crime rate to be higher because there's more people. It's just kind of a mathematical common sense. Not only that, when you're packing more and more people into more crowded ships, tensions rise, things can happen. However, there are concerns here, and there were 48 total crimes reported. And 23 of those were the R word on female passengers, which is really, really concerning. And those are the ones that I am really concerned about, is those kind of things. And it's not just on the cruise ships. This can also be on shore excursions, that passengers from cruise ships had this happen to them. So when we're traveling and we're off on our own, especially if you're a female passenger and a female traveler, especially younger female travelers, you really want to keep an eye on your kids, your teenagers, and your family, your loved ones. You want to be around them. There's ways to keep an eye on things. First of all, make sure you're not drinking so much that you are in like what they call the comfort zone, where you're so relaxed and everything's wonderful, and you're not really paying attention to your surroundings or people around you. If you know what I mean, you want to be aware of things. You don't want somebody sneaking something into your drink. You don't want to be a female passenger closing the bar at night by yourself. You can feel perfectly safe on a cruise ship, but there are jerks and evil people everywhere in this world, not just on cruise ships, everywhere in the world. Would you want to be the last 20-year-old female out of a bar at 3 o'clock in the morning in New York City, walking out by herself? Probably not, right? That makes common sense. It's common sense of keeping yourself safe in different areas. Now, this, remember, is only for crimes up until March. And what did we have happen in April? Well, we had 26 people put on the no cruise list in Galveston when they had that big brawl in the terminal. Now, I don't know how many people on there are going to be charged. If they're all going to be considered because they're put on that no sail list, are they going to be considered criminals? As far as the cruise line and reporting to the FBI is concerned, remember, the police took over because it didn't happen on the cruise ship. It happened in the cruise terminal, which is operated by the police force, not the cruise company. So I'm curious to see if that shows up on the next report, 3-month report. If it does, you can expect that new number from this is a 2-year high. Well, it's going to blow the doors off of that, because you're starting off the month with 26. Or is it just going to be the one person so far that was actually charged during that incident? I don't know, but yeah, it's a little bit concerning. But is it the end of the world in cruising and everything? No, it's just like everywhere else in the world. Crime is up in places. Crime is up in cities. Crime is up here in Ottawa. Crime is up everywhere that I know of. And, when money gets tight or people are all packed into an area like a graduation or a Super Bowl party or the NHL playoffs, and they are partying and drinking and something goes wrong, like your team loses, people lose their mind and violence happens and idiots get out of control. And that happens everywhere, and that includes cruise ships. But there are ways to keep yourself safe. And if you follow those, I've been on now 186 cruises and have yet to have a violent altercation with somebody on a cruise ship. So yeah, and you know what? I've never been robbed neither. I guess I might just be lucky, or I don't drink very much. So I'm always aware of my situation, and I'm also a very aware person. I'm a trusting person, but I'm not a dumb person. And I keep an eye on my surroundings everywhere I go. And I can kind of tell when something's getting a little out of control. And if it is, I'm that person who's just, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. This isn't my scene. This isn't what I'm enjoying. I'm leaving the situation. So if you follow those kind of rules, you should be perfectly fine on the cruise ships. Just be aware. There are bad people everywhere, and it might feel like you're always on vacation, but it doesn't matter where you are. Somebody could be looking to take advantage of you.